Just a common sense question. There have been minimum six repeal Obamacare bills that the Republicans have passed. Why don't they just, Jim DeMint, the Heritage Foundation, had just said, I want to just grab one and send it up there to Trump. Any of the six. They've already voted on it. Send it up there. Why don't they? Well, there is, then maybe they're afraid Trump would sign it, but what does that mean? Well, now that gets to my question, because the repeal bills that they set up don't have a replacement. That's why Obama was never going to sign it. So these repeal bills were just catnip for you. Supposed to keep you mollified, half drunk with delirious happiness that your Republican Congress was doing everything it could to stop Obamacare. But it raises a question. The Republicans have been in control of the House of Representatives since when? 2010? Okay, so it's 2017 now. And we've either had Boehner or Ryan as Speaker in it. Why isn't there a replacement bill? In all of these years, the Obamacare bill itself had been written for 30 years. It's a Democrat wet dream. They've had it in a drawer, modifying it for decades, waiting for somebody to come along and actually implement it and sign it. Well, where's the Republican replacement bill? Well, if Tom Price had one, where is it? He's now Secretary of Health. I know I'm asking dangerous questions. But you in the audience, if you're asking after 7 years of Republican, why isn't there a replacement bill in the drawer there? Well, now, wait a minute. Well, Rush, it's very complicated. I know, but you've got 6 years here to work it out. Well, the conference changes every 2 years, a different member. Yeah, but the incumbency return rate's like 94%. Yeah, I know, but still there's enough turnover that we don't know if we wrote last year past this year. Still? So you have some cynics who believe that there are some Republicans who really don't want to repeal it or don't want to replace it. Because to an outsider like me, this doesn't seem difficult. And they're going through these things. Well, we can only deal with some of it through reconciliation because some of these, if the full repeal and aspects of the replace are going to require 60 votes in the Senate, and we don't have 60. We've got 52, and we're not going to do nuclear option for this. And then in the Senate, you've got actually 260 vote. You got 60 votes to consider, and you got 60 votes to cut off debate and go to the vote. So you got to get 60 votes twice, and they're telling us, well, we're not going to get 60 votes on everything in the replacement. So we can only go as far as what we can do in reconciliation, which is legislative process that doesn't need 60 votes. And that's basically taxes and stuff like that. And so they're telling us, well, we don't have 60 votes in the Senate. But you didn't tell us. You said you needed the Senate, then you needed the House, then you needed the White House. We delivered all that. Now you're saying we're still 8 votes. Yep, that's right. We need 60 votes in the Senate. Okay, just repeal the whole thing with, do it all outside of the reconciliation process. Just repeal the whole thing and force replacement, necessity being the mother of invention. But the thing that bothers me about this is that, from a political standpoint, we believe that Obamacare ruined and destroyed or set in motion the ruination and destruction of the American healthcare system. So common sense would say, just dial a clock back. Go back to before Obamacare. It might not have been great, but it's not as bad as this. Well, no, because if we go back to pre-Obamacare, we're now being told, oh, that was the worst. Oh, so now you're saying there's a justification for Obamacare? Is that what you mean? Well, no. Well, what do you mean? That's the theory. The theory is there are too many people who now have free subsidized insurance. You can't take it away from them. What a convenient excuse. To me, this isn't all that complicated because there's this thing out there called the market. And we have seen over the course of centuries that markets work, and that government intervening in markets is what bollockses everything up. But there's a fear of repealing Obamacare and going back to the market. The fear is that these evil insurance companies are just going to start raising premiums and refusing coverage and being mean to people. Have you seen what the premium increases are now? 66, 68, 70% with Obamacare? It all boils down to if you're sitting out there and you're not detecting a huge desire to do this, who could tell you that you're wrong? And President Trump today said, for all of you who biting the nails here on comprehensive tax reform, can't do that till we do deal with Obamacare. Can't do that because we don't know what the tax circumstances are going to be on the Obamacare replacement. And until we know that, we can't move forward with tax reform.